Hello, hello, hello. We want to be blessed, so we must live like we want it. We do the most for what we want. We change our schedules for what we want to do when we want to do it. Yet it seems to me, again, just my opinion, and I'm speaking to myself, we saying it's too hard to follow God. That, I have found, is one of the biggest lies the devil wants us to believe because we have free will to make choices for what we want. Some of us will spend carelessly on nonsense and then have to either rob Peter to pay Paul or beg and borrow for what we actually need. The whole chapter of Deuteronomy 28 tells us of all the blessings God has provided for us as long as we follow Him and His directions. It also has just as long a list for what happens when we don't. Before you say, "That's the Old Testament," let me refer us to the fruits of the Spirit and Galatians 5 in the New Testament. Once we accept salvation, we are all expected to bear these fruits, which will in turn allow us to show the world that we live the way we do because we love the God who loved us first. Not only did He love us first, He died for us to show us just how much He loves us. The least we can do is pass it on. One of the biggest lies the devil has many of us believing is that all we need to be is a good person and we will spend eternity with Jesus. Not so fast. We can be as good a person as we want to be. But unless and until we have accepted Jesus, all that is null and void. One of the second biggest lies that will keep us from spending eternity with Jesus is holding a grudge and not forgiving others. We ought to remember all the things God forgives us for daily and what He washed under the blood at salvation to be able to show others the same grace. It's not easy, but it's doable. And the more we do it at the onset of a situation, the easier it becomes. Because Jesus clearly told us there would be offenses and tribulations because we are following Him. We ought not let that hold us back. And many of us will say, "That doesn't mean me," or "You don't know the full story." I don't need to know any details other than God forgives us and we are to forgive others. You want to be blessed? Do what God says do, and do not do what He says not to do. Thank you for your time today. May God continue to bless your life.